Okay, so our next review of the day is going to be for the film Night Patrol. Night Patrol is a movie here directed by Ryan Prowse there. It's starring Jermaine Fowler. People I know Jermaine Fowler. He was in that movie The Blackening. He was in that, I think, a couple of years ago now. Then you also got Justin Long in there. People know Justin Long there. He's the guy that dies in almost every horror movie he's
Everybody
in.
knows Justin Long.
Barbarian. He was in Cabin Fever. He was in Jeepers Creepers. You know what I mean? Horror icon Justin Long there. And then you also have as well RJ Seiler there, who people know. Hey, I guess it's Power Ranger night. He was the Blue Power Ranger in the Power Rangers movie. And what do we have here? So this is a movie about the Night Patrol, which is a police squad there in LA. And there's this squad, of course, that goes out at night there. And it's a prestigious group to be a part of. A lot of cops want to be a part of Night Patrol and what all that entails there. But we see what the Night Patrol typically do. Typically, they do a lot of harassing, do a lot of police brutality in Black neighborhoods there. And we see, what they do in terms of that. I mean, I guess it's not spoiling because it's in the trailer. They're vampires. Okay, so it's not really spoiling to say that they're secret vampires. They're working.
And I really wish it didn't have that.
You wish they kept it a secret there
a bit longer. I know this is the premise of it, but once you kind of get that, there's not much else in this movie, unfortunately.
And it's just a battle between the Night Patrol and this neighborhood there of how they're gonna survive amongst these killer vampire cops, and that's what you kind of have here. Yeah, see, when I said like, hey, I saw some movies in January that's already on my list for worst movies of 2026. This is it. Night Patrol is already on that list already. It feels like it takes the absolute worst lessons from something like Sinners and puts it in there. It's like, okay, well that guy was successful because they had Black people and vampires. So if we do Black people and vampires and mix in a message about
it's gonna be great.
Social commentary and racism, it's going to work out. But actually, Sinners had great writing and great directing, so that's the big difference here between something like that.
You sure it wasn't everything else?
Everything else, oh yeah, I mean, writing, directing, I mean, cinematography, I mean, costume design, production design, all the other elements, every element you can name about a movie.
Basically all of them.
Every single element, this kind of does better here. This is a Shudder film that you have here. And we've liked some other Shudder films.
No, Shudder Service has actually had a lot of really great little horror movies, or even pretty big ones like Long Legs and a few others that were Shudder originals that also had a theatrical release at the same time and then went straight to Shudder. So Shudder does have a pretty solid library, but it also has a lot of trash on it because horror has just is a genre that has a lot of that.
Yeah. What were your thoughts, man? Night Patrol.
I wanted to like this movie. And there's elements in this movie that I, in a bad way, like in a so bad it's good, I kind of enjoyed it. I like the premise, first of all, I think could have been really good if you had handed it to a more, I guess, more experienced hands, and you had better actors and better camera work and better stunts and better effects. And this could have really been a cool little small budget movie about a neighborhood defending themselves against a vampire horde. That actually is kind of cool, especially in modern day and how they keep it secret or how they kind of keep it kind of like close to the chest. That would be kind of interesting. And unfortunately, once it I like Justin Long in this. I like Justin Long as an actor, but man, they just do not utilize him after the big moment happens and he basically gets turned into one of the Night Patrol. He spends like half the movie fighting it, and then the other half going, fuck it, I'm in, let's go.
I'm very unclear as to what his motivation was.
Yes, that's very, very important. I was as well.
Because okay, he's a part of the police. His partner is Jermaine Fowler.
Yeah.
And his main character trait seemed to be that he was a former special forces guy,
Yeah.
and that his dad was also a cop.
Yeah.
That seemed to be his main two character traits. I
Yeah,
don't
he
really know
started
anything else.
off being like, I genuinely I believe completely in being a police officer. I'm former special forces, but I like serving my country. I like my family has served the country. I like being an officer. I like helping and protecting, serving. That's what I like to do, and I want to be part of like to how better to do so. And he starts off like fairly likable. Like I'm like, "Oh, okay," and then he gets part of the night patrol, and he just at that point, and you're like, all right, what's going on here? They don't. It's like they don't know what to do with him after that.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what he's all about, and they keep bringing that up over and over
Yeah,
again. He was special forces, like you were special forces, and you did this, and while you were in the million, you were special forces, and you did this. It's like okay,
like we got it.
um, and then when he joins,
Yeah,
and then Jermaine Fowler's character, his big thing is that okay, he's got his family, who RJ Silent, who's his brother in this, who's part of the gang life. His A lot of his family's part of the gang life, so he wanted to, be different, and he became a cop.
yeah,
And then his big thing is I want to be a part of Night Patrol. He's got a hard on for wanting to be a part of that squad and that team and everything like that, and
yeah,
trying to prove himself so he can be a part of the squad. So that's kind of a big thing with his character. Uh, I didn't really feel much for him there. I didn't really think. I think
yeah,
his character's pretty one track. I mean, what did you think about him in
yeah. I don't have much to say on it.
it? There's that. Then you get, like I said, I mentioned RJ Cyler in it, who I've liked him in things. I think he's very good as well in other things I've seen him in. Here, I mean, him as a
Wasn't he
gang.
in? He was in Power Rangers, right?
Yeah, he was the Blue Ranger. Yeah.
Yeah, Blue Ranger. Yeah, he was also in Me, Earl, and the Dying Girl.
Yes, he was in that as well. So it's a very different role than he's because his
Yeah,
character's usually in like in Power Rangers.
yeah. He's the nerdy guy.
Yeah, he was also in The Harder They Fall. I think even in that, he was kind of like also kind of a little bit of like a nerdy kind of guy too. So
Yeah,
it's a little bit of a different switch up for him, typically what he plays. Not to say he can't branch out and be more versatile, but him
sure.
as like a gangbanger guy, I was like, nah, I don't think so.
Yeah,
Like
no,
that kind of threw me off there. I was like, nah, no thanks.
nah, brother.
Um,
I'm sorry.
like I don't believe that. But yeah, like I don't think there's any really good stuff with him. Then the stuff with the vampires is not really cool because they don't really establish the vampire like what they can and can't do.
Mhm.
And I think in a vampire movie, you need to
You
have
gotta
these
set
things.
rules.
You got to set rules. All of a sudden, this weapon that comes into play can work on them because it can, but why can't these other things work on them? Like, I mean, why? It's like that's also a problem, and they don't really fully flesh that out, and that doesn't work. And I don't want to keep going back to Sinners, but in Sinners, you do have subtle visual cues that tell you what the vampire is like. The first scene when you have where Remick is in the frame, you see he's running away from the sun. So that's a subtle visual cue that's telling you that obviously vampires are not, they can't stay in the sun.
Right.
And every person has their own rules with vampires and how they work. But if you're going with a non-traditional method of vampires, that because we see them stand in the sun, so obviously they're not allergic to the sun.
Mhm.
Um, we see other conventional methods used to kill them, to try to kill them, and that doesn't work. So it's like you're not really establishing rules here as to how they kind of operate and work. And then their power set of what they can and can't do also is kind of all over the place, which is also another thing there with that, which I had a problem with. Then you have musicians in the movie, who you got Freddie Gibbs in here, you got YG in here, Flying Lotus, who did another Shutter movie. He did. Did you ever see that movie Ash? Did you ever see that?
No.
Okay, that was like a sci-fi movie. That movie's problem was that it was very
Mhm.
derivative of a lot of things. But you got a lot of them in it. What did you think about the other kind of musicians that kind of come in here?
Oh my god. Flying Lotus is here. That's nice. Um, I was I'm gonna be honest, man. They were pretty interchangeable. They were just a bunch of gangbangers, or we gotta save our neighborhood, man. We gotta do this. There wasn't much for them to do,
Yeah,
which is both good and bad because that means they didn't have to act too much, but also means they didn't have to act too much.
yeah. YG is probably the worst one. I think he's probably
Oh
him and Flying Lotus are not very good.
no,
Freddie
no, they weren't.
Gibbs, I could kind of see maybe if you were in something written better, you could work more. I think you've got more. screen presence and charisma, you
I
could
think
kind of
I think he's the best of a bad situation, so we're kinda
yeah.
giving him a little more credit.
Yeah, maybe that's what it is, like, grading him on a curve because everybody else is so bad, I guess. Then you got CM Punk, who people might know, wrestler. I don't think I've seen him act in any other thing before. I can't remember.
There's a
But
reason for that.
I guess he's not gonna be in the list of, good wrestler turned actors, I guess. Maybe that's not in the cards right now. Yeah, he's in it. He's like the main kinda guy of the Night Patrol that you see, like, at least the face that you know out of all the other ones, because I don't recognize any other people in Night Patrol.
Mhm.
How'd you like him in it?
Uh, I mean, he's probably one of the better ones.
Yeah,
He's doing it the best he can with what he's given.
yeah. He's just
Again, yeah, it's just a limited script.
I mean, he's just asshole.
Yeah,
Like, all of them are assholes.
all of
All of
them
them are.
bad people.
But he's like the main asshole. He's like the super asshole guy.
Yeah. I mean,
And
yeah,
so
it's
yeah.
just like there's not much here for any of them. I'll say this: he doesn't get a lot of screen time, but I did like Dermot Mulroney. At least he was trying, kind of, but he was phoning it in as well. But at least he had
Yeah.
more experience.
Yeah. All that that guy.
Yeah,
Yeah. People might know him. He was in there was some big things he was in, Dermot Maloney there. Oh, he was in I think he was in Jurassic
he's,
World, wasn't he? He was in
dude, he's
Jurassic World.
been in Dermot Mulroney has been in everything. He's been from everything from My Best Friend's Wedding to the series Shameless to
Mm,
Dirty Grandpa, Insidious Chapter 3. He's been all over the place, man.
yeah. So yeah, he's a career actor. He's
Yeah,
been
he's a
acting
career
long.
character actor.
Yeah. He shows up. I mean, he kind of it doesn't really do much with him.
No, they
Again,
don't.
it's trying to do this messaging, social commentary about police brutality, handles it in a very cheap way,
It's a
blazing with
sledgehammer.
Sledgehammer, the whole thing with the vampires, and they're sucking, you know what I mean? They're using the blood of these people to sustain themselves,
You
and
know,
then
if they wanted to be nuanced about it, but you know what? Go ahead. I'm sorry.
yeah, they're using the blood of them to sustain themselves. And then they even the point where CM Punk as a character, just like in Werewolf, that movie that also came out in January, like you have a character who literally spells it out of what the movie's about. Like he
Yeah.
literally tells the people why they're doing this. It's like this is why we're doing this. It's like, bro, like come on, man. And that was just also terrible there as well. So I'm sorry, what were you gonna say?
No, no. I was just I could if there was any more nuance in this, like you take Justin Long's character, and he generally does. He is trying to be a good cop, and then throughout the part in this, he does get inflicted with vampirism or something, and but he still refuses to drink people's blood. And then maybe we get more in an addition of, hey, maybe some of the people they go after are genuinely bad people. And there is like you can have a form of police brutality from the side that's being the victims, but at the same time say, hey, these people that we go after are really bad people, and that they just let them go, and they just get we just and we can't have that. And so it's like we feed on people that are bad, and they say, well, don't you cross the line a few times? Some of us do, and then we handle it. And then you can maybe have some nuance of what goes too far, when the hunger gets too much. Use that. You could use vampirism as a metaphor that isn't just a sledgehammer, but can have commentary, but doesn't insult the audience.
Mm. And also, there's this movie. I'm confused as to who is supposed to be really the main character here. Who are we supposed to be really following here?
I
Like, are we supposed to be following Justin Long? Are we supposed to be
Well,
following
we
Jermaine
can't
Fowler?
because he's barely in here and he's barely doing anything.
Are we supposed to be following RJ Seiler? Is that who's supposed to
I
be the
guess,
main?
but they're just defending their neighborhood.
Like
Yeah,
I just kind of was confused about
everyone. It's
that.
an ensemble. It's basically wherever they want it to be.
And that's like you can't have multiple characters that you
Sure.
follow in a story, but it just is like none of them aren't really all that good. So it's like I
No.
I mean everyone's kind of all over the place. So it's like I don't really know who we're supposed to be really following here. And then the mythology stuff that comes in here that
Yeah.
just gets thrown in here with the African mythology they try to throw in there, which
Oh
again,
god.
that could have been worked in a way that could have been nice, but
Yeah.
again, it's just sloppily thrown in there. Like, okay, this is supposed to work now, and we're just supposed to take it and believe it. It's like, okay. Um, so I mean, having said all that, I mean, yeah, it's a piece of shit. I give it a waste of fucking film. That's what I get. Is
Damn.
what about you?
Uh, yeah. I was willing to give it a I was gonna give it more. Uh, but yeah, man, there's just it's such a wasted film. You know what this movie kind of reminded me of? That one Frankenstein movie that came out a couple of years ago, where it was Ghetto Frankenstein.
Oh, I think I know. Yeah, I think we reviewed that, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
yeah,
did. Where
yeah.
it kind of had there were some elements that were kind of interesting, but it completely fumbled the ball. It was very much a sledgehammer on the message they were trying to say at the same time, and it just didn't have the skill nor the quality to kind of pass the mustard. And yeah, I kind of feel the same way. That's what kept thinking of when I was watching this. It's like this is just another one of these where like yeah, I want to like it more than I do, but it just keeps doing things and I'm like, why did you do this? Why are they doing that? Wow, the acting is terrible. This premise could have been so interesting. You're just doing nothing with it. So yeah, man, this is a waste of film. And it's sad to say.
Mm, yeah. And I mean, not like this movie was really on my radar. I just saw it in theaters, like, oh, Night Patrol, okay, it's got Justin Long and the Jermaine Fowler, RJ. So I was like, okay, I like them, okay. And I go checked it out. I was like, what the fuck? I don't think people in my theater they walked out. They didn't even stay till the end. And
Oh shit, they did.
yeah, and I want to walk. I mean, this is one of the movies I want to walk out too. I was like,
Yeah, I
man, what
know.
the?
But it's our
And it,
job.
yeah, and it felt like it took forever. I
Oh
think how long
god.
is this movie? It's only, I think 1 hour and 40 something
It's the
minutes.
same amount of time as Dead Man's Wire.
Yeah, it's like
It's 104 minutes, but it feels so much longer.
it feels like it takes forever to get to the ending. And when it gets there, it's just like, what? It's like, what the fuck is
That
this?
that was it?
Yeah, it's like, oh boy. But yeah, so Night Patrol, man, there you go.